Yeah.
I'm Angelique de Graaff, and at Abano Terme in Italy, I ran into Angela Bachfeld during a totally German NLP event called Metaforen. You were pointed out to me, Angela, by my fellow countryman Lucas Derks. He is a celebrity in Holland as well as here in Abano, I know, and in Germany. So he pointed out you were an interesting person. So I met you and found out he's right. Yes.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with Lucas.
No, wouldn't you? Would you? So my own opinion about you, not only interesting, so we come to that in a minute, but you're happy-go-lucky. That's the way you just come to me. Is it true?
Well, I certainly enjoy being with people, and I enjoy the exchange of colleagues, international people, and I think that is one of the things that sort of happened in our institute, that we have a really big exchange of different people. So yeah, in that way that makes me very happy.
Yeah, good. So about this work you do, this institute you have, the NLP Zentrum in Berlin. So you are obviously having, together with your husband, I think?
With my partner,
With
yes.
your partner, this interesting NLP Zentrum, where against most of the other NLP Zentrums, it's being successful all the time. You're growing, even with recession times, instead of getting a little bit down. So do you have an explanation for that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a very strategic focus. I mean, the NLP Zentrum Berlin has not been around it's been around for about 10 years, so it's not very old. When we started with NLP only in the beginning, and then we really evolved strategically, and we involved a lot of other disciplines, so we made it interdisciplinary. So from just having the NLP, the practitioner, master trainer, and the coaching things, we evolved and we involved more hypnosis courses, nonviolent communication, psychotherapy, and also trauma therapy, eye movement work, and we started, of course, working with other trainers.
I was about to ask you, so did you do that on your own? But
no, you couldn't do that on your own. So no, we did that with other trainers.
So specialists, say in the Marshall Rosenberg thing, is it a specialist that's coming on there?
Yes.
Yes. Lovely.
So it's really amazing because we work with a wonderful team, and those people, they really have lived this nonviolent communication all their life. They've really trained in it.
Yeah.
Or somebody else has really worked with the work, or somebody with trauma therapy. So all of a sudden, we have this team, not all of a sudden, but strategic, we have this team that shares a certain values, which is really important to us. And also that know each other, and we spend time together, and we discuss curriculums, and we really know the other person. And so when people come, sometimes they take a day in the NLP trainer course or in another course, and so participants get to know a lot of trainers, and they have a lot of options.
I see. And you told me twice in this in this way that it's strategic, which sounds a bit like on purpose. So you found out. This is for me it sounds like you have found something that made this work.
Yeah, I mean, rather than putting NLP in the center, what we did is, like, in the center is the change, and how can we assist somebody with easy change, helpful change. And so NLP is one big part of that, but of course there's a lot of other different methods that can really help with that process, and people also are interested in maybe various things and various trainers, and so it's sort of integrating. By that is also something where everybody benefits.
Yes.
Right.
So your students, if they start with one of your trainings of their choice, does it happen often that they start doing some other trainings? Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of people start with maybe, we have short courses, we have longer courses. So people might start with something that's only a weekend long or 4 days, or they might start with a NLP practitioner, which is 18 days long. And they can also book packages. So if they decide, wow, I really like it here, I like the trainers, it's a nice atmosphere, it's great learning, it's a good environment. And we don't see ourselves as a training company, because in the middle is the change and community. So we do much more than just involve trainers. We do like community activities or community get-togethers. We do parties. We do different things to just involve the community, so they can see go out for dinners. We are not. For us, the training doesn't stop when the training stops.
Exactly.
So it's more something that we live, and the trainers that work with us,
yes,
they also come for these events, and so we're people with each other. The quality of relationship changes, and so it becomes something very lived and very personal.
Yeah.
But it's also very professional, and the quality is excellent. So I think it's just a nice mixture.
To me, it sounds really like you, as a firm, or also walk your talk, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what we really. We strive to,
yes,
and with sharing and with, it's great for trainers too, because a trainer gets to know all the other trainers, and they might sit in one class or course, so they know the new, the new material.
Yeah.
And all of our trainers go to conferences, and all of our trainers coach, and all of our trainers do further education. So they always bring something new, and then there's an exchange on the trainer level. And also there's, on the participant level, there is a wealth of information, but it's with the same fundamental values. We share a common vision, and I think that makes it work.
Yes, and it makes it different from many of the trainers institutes I know in Holland. One of the main things that comes to my mind now, if I hear you, is the trainers are really learning from each other.
Mm-hmm.
If I compare it to schools, for instance, teachers forever don't do that. They're thinking they will, and they never do. But in your center, they just
So if a trainer works with us, we really look for long-term relationships if we can, and then a trainer can also join in a class and learn the other trainings, or they also go to their to other further education. But so they, let's say Lucas were to come one day and he were in our group, then other trainers would also be able to come and see him and benefit from his presence. Yeah. But Lucas would also be invited to participate maybe in the other training classes that he might be interested in. Maybe if you do trauma therapy and there's something fantastic, he's invited, of course. Yeah. It's like sharing. It's like the more people know this, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people can, some people choose by trainers. So they say, I really want to get to know this trainer, and they start maybe there.
Yeah.
Some other people say, I really want to do hypnosis or NLP, and they start there. And some people say, the location, I really like that. Or, I want to do a comprehensive course, an intensive one, like 18 days together. And then some people say the weekend. So because we have now the numbers and we have a lot of trainers,
yes,
we have a matrix that satisfies pretty much everybody's needs much better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And because you're telling this in this very enthusiastic way, I feel motivated, obviously. But how do you get the people that don't know you, they don't meet you? What's your marketing style? How do you do that? Because now I would come to your courses, all of them. But how do you bring that? Because you must have, otherwise you weren't so successful.
Sure.
But what's your secret in that?
The secret is again that we have professionals in the team that are really excellent at what they do. For example, one of the persons that deals with our marketing, say Google marketing, he also happens to work with Google. So he is somebody who's had many, many, many years of Google experience.
I see.
And he's also somebody who then shares that knowledge and that wealth and set strategic, points. And so for all of those, we have different experts that we involve. So the team basically is also evolving.
Yes. Right? And you mentioned Google. Are there different ways that you make yourself known in the field? So are there advertisements? Are there maybe some ads on television? Or what is it that you do? Or is it already working without all those things?
I think especially nowadays when you're the days of just living only of recommendations, I think that would be hard. I think you always need at the cutting edge of of marketing. And again, that's why we have specialists in all these various areas, be it SEO, be it CR, be it different ways. But I think what distinguishes us also is, when you find when you find an offer on page one, let's say we always try to be on the first page with the most
Google search machine, yeah.
And so what then happens is, we have an office that's staffed. I mean, we will take calls sometimes until 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, or maybe on the weekends. If we can, we will answer that phone. If we're in America and we're on a tour and somebody gets sick in the office, somebody will jump in and take this call. Because if somebody is interested in change and somebody wants to come, we want to speak with them. We want to meet them. We want to be there. So if it's 5 o'clock, we don't close, or we're not in a meeting, or we don't call back or something. It's like something that's, and that's very, very fast. And if somebody has contact with us, our back office is really good. I think we're doing a wonderful job. Yeah. And so if somebody contacts us, they normally get a very, very quick, very professional reply. And then if somebody wants to meet us, we have a lot of trainers, so they can meet maybe with me or with Carsten or with Simon or with somebody else, so they can meet somebody, they can be there.
They don't have to wait.
Right. No. And when you look at nowadays, we are integrative, but we're also looking that we are fast, that we're customer facing, with the customer first, the participant. And by the time you call, and if you don't get an answer and they call the next number, it's too late.
Yeah, true.
So I think, that's one of those, that's one of those customer. We always think about the customer
first,
right?
Yes.
And if they're, and then we will go the extra mile. We will go the extra mile and do that.
Exactly, and I think really,
again, you can only do when you have a big team.
Yes.
And that's why it's nicer if you grow and share certain resources. I think, or are able, because of that offer, to be able to build that, because of, so.
But it's interesting, because now I hear you say the things you do. Most people just say, well, we put the customer first, and they don't tell me what they do, but you tell me, and that's interesting.
Well, I think myself and my partner, we both have also run businesses, and we also have, key performance indicators. We have grown businesses, and I worked in international franchising, where you grow internationally businesses, and I think that expertise, that sort of, if it works fundamentally on a business sense too, if it's financially sound, if it's financially okay, that's a great basis to just do the good work that you want to do.
So you apply that knowledge on what you're doing here with passion and all that, yes.
Yes.
Because passion is a word I would add, if I have to say, I would say, I see that in you.
See, and like somebody, let's say you were to call our office, then Katharina or somebody else who answers the phone, she has probably taken the practitioner course, she has probably been to Mallorca, she's probably taken the master course, she knows, she's sat in some of the other classes. So if somebody calls, you're not just calling a secretary, you're not calling any, you're calling somebody who believes in what they do. She's a constellation. So anybody you speak with in the organization is really excited about it and believes in it, and whoever is interfacing, and because and I think that's a big difference. If I call it other institutions, not different. No. If you can't reach them, if you reach somebody and they don't know, so what's in the course? Well, I haven't taken it, I guess. These are all the little things
makes
that make
more believable.
Right, and it's like and once you put this big effort into trying to get, convert, you're trying to do this marketing, and then you have the contact at that point. You're really looking to, foster that relationship.
Exactly.
And so personal meetings, we invite people to personal meetings.
And you told me already also there's a lot in which way people can evolve, but there's also the things you organize for all the trainers together, or the people who have, so you do a lot. Now, I would feel, if I would live in your neighborhood or in your country, I would feel really, almost on the edge of coming to your Zentrum. There must be something I didn't ask, to which you have an answer to even more make us acquainted with you and or your organization.
Well, I think, if I think about if I think about it in NLP terms, I think it's something that we really live, and we really try to optimize, we try to give feedback. It's like our life. I spend so much time in this organization, and so do the others, that we really, it's our life there, so it's something very meaningful, and for the others as well. So we think the more people we can involve and be very transparent with people and be very straightforward, the better it is. So we have meetings with the other trainers, and we share we share a lot of details on the strategy too, which we, of course, some of those are internal, of course, but we are very open. We are very open with numbers. We're very open with what we want. We're very open with what works, what didn't work. We're very open for feedback. And so, and we're asking if people want to pull in the same direction.
Exactly.
So I think that's really important to us, that we can really integrate, and we always ask if it's really the right fit for everybody. So we only just the right fit. So I think if you come to Berlin and you come to our center, I think you can sense that with just about everybody you meet there in their own unique way, because everybody is so different.
Yes.
And then externally we can also involve other trainers, like somebody who's a specialist for modeling, somebody who's a specialist maybe for neurobiology, somebody who's maybe a expert for story code, somebody who's an expert for spiral dynamics. So we wouldn't, if you look at just marketing, it wouldn't make sense.
No.
Because you're thinking, okay, this trainer's going to cost that much a day, and that much and that much. Let's say in a trainer course, you're going to involve 6 external trainers plus. That's financially, why not do less? But that would be short-term thinking. Yeah. And if you think long-term, you build more quality relationship, and you really have something which is unique. I mean, you can't find that anywhere else. It's like working together. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's absolutely a little bit as if I hear you have your own metaforum there, because it sounds really like everything is integrated, and everyone could find one of the courses, or small or large, to fill in, to fit in. What I would say is, it's not only that Angela just walks her talk or lives NLP or whatever it is you live, but that it's part of your life, as you said.
Yeah.
So nothing can go wrong if it's your life, is it?
No, I think. I think there are always challenges, but I think if you persist, if you have a vision, if you work with good people, if you're true to yourself, then you can manage a lot of things. And yes, of course, and I think our vision is just to help more people, and the more people, the more trainers, the more coaches, the more other people know these wonderful means, whether it's hypnosis, NLP, whether it's coaching, whether it's trauma therapy, the more people know this and the more it's spread, the better the world is. And that's maybe an idealist point of view, which is but that's the vision. That's where it should go. Yeah. But it's the rock bottom is the marketing, and the rock bottom is the financial. And so it's on a very, very solid basis with a lot of cash reserves and with a lot of funding. So we can always pay everybody. It's just like really solid. But on that we can build these.
Yes.
Right?
So could I summarize that on that rock bottom that is marketing, that it's actually you applying all the things you teach to make the world a better place. That's what I hear. And I think I'm already very grateful, so thank you, Angela.
Well, thank you very much.
Because I think you shared a lot more secrets with us than you now realize, and I hope the lookers on will realize that.
And if there's other questions, our doors are always open, so
please tell again where they, so it's like the Berlin Center.
It's the NLP Zentrum Berlin, and so that's the NLP Zentrum in Berlin.
Okay.
Right.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now that we do it once more all over,
Was it that good?
Was it that bad?